So hello friends, welcome back once again in the next lecture of the React Native. So in today's lecture we will discuss how React Native works. So React Native is based on React and uses the single JavaScript code base to reuse the code on various platforms. So friend, we have also discussed in previous lecture that React Native is a combination of React plus native components. So React Native is based on React and uses single JavaScript code base to reuse the code on various platforms. So React Native development process happens in JavaScript, TypeScript and JSX. React Native render native component by invoking platform specific API. So suppose when we want to run the application on iOS devices, so React Native invoke the iOS API, and when we want to run the application on Android device, then React Native invoke the Android specific API. For example, to render UI component on iOS, React Native uses either Objective-C or Swift API. We have already discussed to render UI component on iOS, React Native uses either Objective-C or Swift API. And render UI component on Android, React Native uses either Java or Kotlin API. So developer does not need to know Objective-C or Java to create the app, because we are calling from React Native and React Native uses only single code base JavaScript. So developer don't need to know the Swift, Objective-C or Java languages. We can directly call the API from the React Native side. So this is the diagram that shows that how React Native works with Android and iOS specific platform. So here example is showing for Android and iOS platform. Suppose when we are working on the Java, then we create APK file in native code. So in Java, Android devices don't have built-in JS engine. So JavaScript core will be brought along with React Native framework. But when we are working on the iOS platform, so we use Objective-C and Swift language, and iOS devices have built-in JavaScript engine called JavaScript core written in C++, which will compile and execute over JavaScript code. So when we are working in the iOS platform, so iOS devices use JavaScript engine that is written in C++ and which will compile and execute our JavaScript code. And in iOS we create IPA file. So here complete diagram of React Native architecture is showing. So this is the old architecture diagram. So after the React Native 0.68 we are using the new React Native architecture. But before understanding the new React Native architecture, we should be knowledge of the old architecture. What is the difference we will discuss in our next lecture, but in this lecture we will discuss the old React Native architecture. So here there are three parallel threads running in every React Native app. So a thread is a series of instructions that CPU will execute. A process is running program and thread is component of that process. So when we execute any task in system, so this is called a process and thread is a component of the process. So here we are using three parallel threads. So first is JavaScript thread and second is native UI thread, or we call it native main thread, and third is shadow thread or background thread. So we will discuss each thread one by one. So before understanding the first thread, JavaScript thread, we will discuss about React. So you know that React is a library and we use React library in React Native. So React code which the developer write, the code written by developer eventually interpret the JavaScript. So you know that in React we use the JavaScript. So React library is work at the JavaScript thread. So JavaScript thread is where all JavaScript code is read and compiled, and where most of the business logic of the app happens. So all the logic of the application we write in JavaScript thread. So here we use the Metro generate the JS bundle when app is bundled for production and JavaScript code runs that. So when we run the application, so Metro generate the JS bundle when the app is bundled for production and JavaScript code run that. So JavaScript thread actually used by JS engine to run the JS bundle, and JS bundle is generated by Metro when we run the application. So JavaScript core is the name of the JavaScript engine. So JavaScript engine is also called JavaScript core, which is used by React Native to execute JS code. And JavaScript engine is a computer program that executes JavaScript code and convert into computer understandable language. So JavaScript engine typically contain a call stack and heap. The call stack is where code is executed and heap is unstructured memory pool that store all the object needed for the application. So second thread is native UI thread or native main thread. So we use here two components, native UI and native modules. So native UI thread is primary thread and main native thread. So it is the main native thread and it is responsible for user interaction and rendering UI on the screen of a device. So it is a native UI thread. So all the UI of the application is work at the native UI thread and all the users interact with native UI thread. So it's called a main UI thread. So native UI thread is place where native code is executed. This component handle user interface. So native UI thread is used to run the native module and to handle operations like UI rendering, user gesture events. It ensures seamless communication with the JS thread whenever app need to update the UI and run native functions its. So all the native module lie in the startup, which means that they will always bundle if user want to access them. So native UI thread is same thread that is running in every fully natively built application. So native module thread is used when app need to access a platform API. For example, if you are working with animation, you may need to install the native driver to handle your animation. So this type of situations we use native module. So third thread we use Yoga. Yoga, it is the name of the layout engine which is used to calculate position of UI element for user screen. So actually it is used to calculate the position of UI element for the user screen. Shadow thread module, so it is also called shadow thread or background thread. So it is used to calculate the layout of element before rendering them on the host screen. So before displaying on the screen, it calculate the layout of every element. So suppose we are using any label, any button, any UI on the screen, so it calculates the layout of every element before rendering on the host screen. So it work along with layout engine like Yoga. So Yoga is here a layout engine which is used to calculate the UI element position. So in old architecture we use a bridge. So all the threads communicate with each other with the help of the bridge. So bridge is the main concept in old architecture. So React Native bridge enable communication between the UI and JS thread. So here JS thread, we know that JavaScript thread and native thread cannot communicate without bridge. So bridge is here the main part of communication. React Native bridge enable communication between the UI and JS thread. So UI thread, you know that the native UI thread, JS thread, JavaScript thread. So without bridge they cannot communicate with each other. So the core element of React Native architecture is the bridge. The old architecture is totally depend on the bridge because in React Native we use the JavaScript and native modules cannot communicate with each other without bridge. So if React Native package contain in iOS directory, so in my later lectures I will create a project of React Native. So when we create a React Native project, so two directories will automatically created when we create a React Native project, iOS directory and Android directory. So it most likely a native bridge. So you can call it a native bridge because with help of this directory we can communicate with JS code. So those two directories are typically where the native code should live for each platform, which then connect to one or more JS file which should be included within the npm packages. So all packages we include in package.json file in React Native. So all packages cannot communicate with Android devices and iOS devices without these directories. So these two directories are typically where native code should live for each platform. So iOS code will live in iOS directory and Android code will live in Android directory, and they communicate with JS code with help of these directories. So it's a bridge in React Native. So once a package has been added or installed in project, the developer normally import the package via earlier mentioned included JS file into class within their project. So then they are able to interact with native code to perform some sort of functionality within that class. Some of the more common native elements that are often interacted with are the device cameras, photo albums, adding events to calendar. So after adding and importing React Native into the JS file, so we can perform the native functionality like device camera, photo album, or suppose we want to add any calendar. So all these operations we can perform in React Native application after importing React Native. So you know that in React Native we use the React library to render the application on a device, and Bridge transform the JS code into the native component. So it's a combination of the React plus native code. So React library render the application on the device, and Bridge transform the JS code into native components. So under the hood, this C++ module Bridge is most built around an asynchronous queue. So it means that Bridge is actually a C++ module and built in asynchronous queue. So whenever it gets data from one of either side, it serializes data as string and pass it through the queue and deserialize it on arrival. So it means that Bridge takes the data from one side into the JSON form and transfer data into the another side into the JSON form, and all the data in asynchronous way it get and transfer the data. So this communication between the JS and native thread is carried in form of batches of serialized JSON package. These packages travel over an entity called Bridge, which can handle only asynchronous communication. So Bridge only handle asynchronous communication, and all the data is communicated into the form of JSON. So here is the final picture of the Bridge, how actually Bridge works. So suppose JavaScript want to communicate with Objective-C and Swift. So Objective-C and Swift cannot communicate directly with JavaScript, and in the same way JavaScript cannot communicate directly with Java and Kotlin. So Bridge is the main communicator. So suppose JavaScript want to communicate with Objective-C, so with help of the Bridge they can communicate, but in the form of the JSON. And in the same way JavaScript want to communicate with Java and Kotlin, they can communicate with help of the Bridge, but in the form of the JSON. So all the communication of the JavaScript into the native side is possible with help of the Bridge, and Bridge is a set of the program. So it is the old architecture of the React Native we used in our previous versions of the React Native. So in my next lecture we will discuss the current architecture of React Native. So I hope this video is helpful for understanding the architecture of React Native. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for the watching.